What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be ranking the best centers for the second last time in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM Lat. Again, we're going to be doing primary and secondary centers, just guys who can play center position. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. Trying to 280 or 96,000 subscribers. Fingers crossed we can somehow do that by like the end of tomorrow. That would be insane. Again, road to 300k. We're actually so close. Huge thank you guys for all the support recently. But anyway, now let's get on to it. The first player is our first F tier player in Al Horford. The disgusting release that is set shot 5. Like, I don't even mind most set shots this year. Like, I'm not opposed to a set shot. I'm not opposed to a set shot in this game, but my god, is that one a bad one. Like, there are good set shots, obviously 25. Heck, I don't even mind 16, 18 that much. Set shot 7's a really good release. Set shot 9 isn't terrible. Set shot 1 is not awful either. But my god, set shot 5 sucks. It's freaking worse than Boban and set shot 2. Then we got his release is just weird. Like, it should be fast, but it's just not. Decent player build. He's short though. That's the one issue with this card, is he is that little bit short. 6'10". Can't really run him at center. Like, not the worst in terms of like overall game, but like when we're looking at these cards, I think he has to go into the bottom tier. To be fair, I think maybe we do have some guys that will move Alonzo Mourning up a tier, but I don't rate him. Like, with the amount of cards we have nowadays, I just don't rate him highly at all. Andre Drummond, I'm going to put him on Bogut in like, I'll go C. C or D. They're not terrible. Like, they're both absolutely chick. They will both not miss. They will both not really dribble the ball. They both play really good defense. I'll go D tier for now. Bit of a tough one. Anthony Davis at the center position, C tier. Power forward, maybe you could argue B tier. But for me, like, I don't think he's good. Like, again, I'm consistent with that. I've not liked Anthony Davis in NBA 2K22. Like, even from the start, I was dead set on that freaking pink diamond at the start of the year. Everyone loved being worse than Josh Smith, and I didn't like the opal either. Then we have got Gilmore. At this stage of the game, Gilmore C tier, purely because he's 7'2". Like, Gilmore offensively is a non-factor in this game. He was really good for his time. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Gilmore was the best big in the game for his time. And you cannot deny that. It was between him and Reem, and I do think I would give the edge to Artis Gilmore. And for that reason, he did have his time in this game. His time was just March. Arvydas Sabonis, low A probably. Cheesier as a power forward, but we just have so many Giants that do exactly what Sabonis does. Again, a card that I could not make a video about when he came out because I was in hospital. But, I mean, he is a superb card. Like, there is no denying that he is not, like, he is an absolutely fantastic card. So I'm kind of torn on this one because he's definitely not S tier. I think he's going to go low A. I think low A is probably where he's going to be at his best, or that's probably the correct place to put him. Because I think that any higher and you're like, no, A is a no, surely, yeah, A is a no-brainer tier. A is a no-brainer tier for this guy right here. So, Bam Adebayo, D. I don't mind. His size is not great. He's undersized and his player build is not great. He's a good shooter though. So for that reason, I'm going to put Bam in D tier. Decent shooter. Can't really run the center though. I'm going to put him beside, and I don't know with Bill Russell. See, I really don't know when it comes to Bill Russell. I think I'm going to move Bill Russell down a tier at center. Because he does have he's better on defense than the AS, but his release is way worse. Set shot 17. I always said I don't mind it, but like, that's in comparison to Horford's shot. He's going to go there. Lanier, I've used him once. Didn't like him. E tier. Again, I have not used much of Lanier, so maybe I'm wrong. Bob Nedelicki. At center, C tier. At center, Bob's going here. Boban the Giant. I think Boban is as good as Artis Gilmore. And I also think this Boban's an A tier center. This Boban, the bigger Boban's so effective, but even the smaller Boban, he just has this massive player build. And you can't teach that. Like, some players have good, some 7-4 players have good player builds, others have bad player builds. I think he has to. Like, he has to be up here. Up here in C. Then we have got Bobby Portis. At center, Bobby Portis is going D tier. He's perfectly fine, but he's going D tier. Then we got Bull. At center, I'm going to go B tier as well. He's just very skinny. He's more so a power forward, and I just don't like Bull in general. Channing Frye, I don't really rate him as a player. Some people love Channing Frye. I know he can shoot and stuff, but like his release, like for me, he's just Bogut without the god tier defense. He's worse than Bogut, he's worse than Drummond, he's worse than Portis. He's down here. At center, Chet's going to go into A tier. Because I actually ran Chet at center for quite a while. Because I was like, maybe just to abuse mismatches, I used to run Chet at center and Yao at power forward. But Chet's going to go into A at center position. Then we got Birdman. Birdman is basically just Andre Drummond clone. Birdman, I think, has got better ball handle. Drummond's better at most things. Shooting wise, they're the same, and like they've like copy and paste of SIGs and stuff. And copy and paste the release. Bosch, look, at this stage in the game, Bosch is basically just Channing Frye. I think maybe you can move Bosch up one tier. I think if you wanted to argue Bosch is a D tier player, I would not. Like, that is not a hill I'm willing to die on. I think he's probably the worst player, and I prefer Bogut, and I prefer Drummond, I prefer Birdman. If you want to move Bosch up one, I'm not gonna begrudge you. As a center, E tier. As a center, E tier. Daryl Dawkins is gonna go B. Again, Daryl Dawkins he's an invincible. He's got a pretty nice player build. Surprisingly, like, again, big. Like, that player build makes him feel taller than 6'11". Chocolate Thunder. I actually met him in London years ago, in like 2011, I think. The very first, before he passed away, the very first NBA London game. It was a funny one, because it was before it was like super hard to get tickets, and like basketball became, like, for lack of a better way, trendy as a sport. And it was like me and I was the only person that went to meet the NBA players that were in some shopping center. And it was like him, John Amici, a few others. And I remember speaking for like 15 minutes with Dawkins. He was such a nice guy. And obviously freaking Chocolate Thunder was him. Is him in game as well. Then we got this. I'm actually still going to put him in D tier. I've used him recently. He's not bad. He's not bad at all. This David Robinson, I'm going to go A tier. I think that's where he belongs, especially at center. He's just got big player build. I think Boogie is as good as this Anthony Davis. I think this Boogie is like very, very slept on. Like, I know a lot of people aren't fans of this DeMarcus Cousins, but I mean, I like him. I think he's not bad. I've used him a few times as well. I used him through a whole draft and he was good. Dikembe, that's C tier as well, but the most disappointing card in the game. Dino, D tier. He has too much length to not put in D tier. Like, when you have the kind of length Dino Raja has, like, he's gonna... Nah, Bosch get up. Bosch get up a tier. Bosch get up a tier. That was a... No, Bosch belongs there. But the length that Dino Raja has is crazy. Dirk Nowitzki at center. I like Dirk at center more than most people. I'm going to move. I'm actually going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. I think Dirk and Chet are a tier above, even at center. Even playing... No, Boban's up there. Boban's up there. No, that's my final switch. Demantis at center. Demantis is like an E tier player. Maybe D tier at best. Dwight. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? He can't shoot. Like, we're in July. He can't shoot. I think I might be. I don't think I'm wrong. Mobley at center is like another Bol B tier player. Power forward. He's too skinny to play center. Mikan at center, however, is going to go into that D tier. He's actually not terrible at that position. Like, his player build is pretty nice. A lot of good things going for him, if we're being honest. Giannis. Like, it's small forward Giannis. But I'm going to actually put small forward Giannis in A tier. I'm actually going to put the other Giannis in B tier. Purely because I'm like, well, you don't really want to run Giannis at center. But at the same time, like, again, it's a bit of a freaking draft Michael Jordan, play him at center situation with Giannis. Like, if you really have the small forward center Giannis and you're cool with your small forward, don't not use Giannis because of the center. But, I mean, if you have enough for that Giannis, you probably have an endgame center. And you probably are using that Giannis as a small forward. But the other Giannis, again, power forward center Giannis, he's just undersized, but he's really fast with the ball with his behind the back. This Hakeem, I'll go E tier. I'll go E tier and B tier for these Hakeems. Again, I don't necessarily think Hakeem is a bad card. Maybe he could get moved up to A. He could easily get moved up to A. It's just B tier is freaking stacked as well. You guys can see A and B tier are so stacked in this list. Like, we haven't even seen an S tier player yet. Then we have got Hassan Whiteside. He's terrible. E tier. Horace Grant at center. Horace Grant is going to go into C tier. He is actually a cheese ball. That freaking tray escape with that really good Brook Lopez release. He can be super cheesy even at center. And he's got a really nice player build as well. So I'm going to go C tier for him. Sigma. I'm going to put Sigma in that D tier. Like D for decent. Duran, I'm putting in that D tier. I'm also putting Wiseman in that D tier as well. Wiseman's actually going to go down to E tier. Wiseman's one of those players that a lot of people loved when he came out. I was higher on Sigma when he came out, and I think I've been justified in that. In terms of Sigma will shoot. He's not, like, Sigma's not really going to miss when he's wide open. He's not going to do anything wrong, doesn't need too many badges, and it's just a fine card. If you have to use Sigma right now, you're fine. Duran's a player that is 6'11 in game, or 6'11. Player build makes him look 6'4". I'm not even kidding. He looks tiny. I hate Jalen Duran in game. Again, some people are super high on Duran. I hate him the day he came out. I still hate him. Jaren Jackson Jr. at center, C tier. Him Jones, E tier. Like, he can move. Like, him Jones runs very fast for center, but like, he's too small to run there. And it's not just by a little bit, like, he's way too small to run center. So then we've got Embiid. I'm going to put Embiid. I'm going to put Kareem in C tier. Embiid in B tier. Embiid's fine. I have him. Don't get me wrong, like, I have the card. It's not like I'm annoyed that I didn't get him. He just was out of my team very quickly. He was in and out of my team super quickly. Then we got Kareem. Yeah, Kareem's going A. Kareem's really, really good. Whether that's power forward or center, he's really, really good. Then we got Kevin Garnett at center. He's in that B tier category. A lot of his B tier are guys that are better at power forward. Mikhail. I'll go C tier for Mikhail. Mikhail's a fine player. He is a perfectly fine player, but nah, that's about it. Kevon Looney now. He's too small and he can't shoot. He's small and he can't shoot. That is F tier for Kevon Looney. Then we have got Kristaps Porzingis. At this stage of the game, B. I got B tier for Kristaps. Not a player that I think is great in game, but not a bad player either. Pretty sure he came in season 6. I can't remember how early in season 6. It must have been early enough because I was still stuck in bed when he came out. Like, the fan favorite set was when I was still bedbound after my surgery. Which I can't even remember when. It was in April. It was like first Friday of season 6 was it the first? It could have been the first Friday after the day 1, like day 1 with the, what was it even called? Zero gravity. I think it was the next Friday. Yeah, because the one after that was where I was trapped in bed again was the limited edition. But yeah, so then we've got Aldridge at the center position. I'm looking D tier. I'm looking D tier at center. He's just not big enough. He's not tiny either. He's just not big enough to run center in my team right now. LaMelo at center, I'm gonna go D tier. He's just too small, man. He's just too small. He's really good at power forward. He's too small at center. He is way, way too small to be running there. Manu Bol, he's just so large. Like, whereas we're looking at, like, say, LaMelo Ball and being like, oh, he's not, he's in a low tier because he's small. It's the opposite with Manu Bol. Manu Bol is purely in a high tier because he's tall. Like, I'd say like 80% of the reason why Manu Bol is in the tier he's in is because of his height. Which, I mean, is fine because that's the way the game's played. I do think we see Endgame Manu and Bol packs. I think that is a pack that we see. Endgame Manu and Bol. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see an Endgame Larry Bird. Like, with the way things are going, I would not, because we have to see Endgame Bol. We've already seen Endgame Taco. I would not be surprised if we don't see Larry Bird because we don't have that many left. Which would be nuts. It would be nuts if we see Manu Bol, and Taco Fall with no Larry Bird as an endgame card. So, yeah. Now we are on to Marc Gasol. Marc's going to go into a low B tier. I'm going to move Kristaps down 1 tier. Because I think Marc Gasol is better than Kristaps. I think in today's game, Kristaps is just too weak. I know he has the height. He does have the height, which makes him effective. The only thing is, though, is that just having the height's not enough, in my opinion. Eaton is our first S tier player at the center position. 7'4", got that length. Really nice jumper. A jumper he's very rarely going to ever miss. It's not the fastest in the world, but he's never going to miss it. Nice player build. Dribbling leaves quite a lot to be desired. He's not going to be out here as the, like we all know, he's not the greatest dribbler in the world, but he's going to go S tier. Mark Williams. I love Mark Williams. This guy is freaking him. Mark Williams is going into A tier. And you might be going like, how is Mark Williams better at center position than Bol? Well, it might. 1, this is my opinion. 2, in my opinion, he just is. I just feel like with Mark Williams that his just ability to score, his ability to be big, his ability to block shots better than almost anyone else in the game is crazy, lads. It is crazy. I'm putting him in A tier. Then we got this Yao Ming. I'm going to put this Yao Ming in highest of high B tier. I think he's not as good as the anniversary taco. Maybe glitched Yao Ming would be pushing. No, if I've got freaking Bol, Manu Bol's going down a tier. Manu Bol's going down a tier. If I'm putting Yao down here, I'm putting Manu Bol down here. So I'm like, Yao's better than Manu Bol. Then we got all the Yao Ming. So let me just put all the Yaos where I think they belong. Which for me is SAA. SAA for Yao Ming right here. I think that obviously the end game being S tier is a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. Like, this end game Yao Ming is maybe a second best card in all of my team after endgame Taco. I think objectively endgame Taco is just better than endgame Yao Ming. Then we've got Mitchell, can't shoot in July. You're going F tier. Mo Bamba. I'll go C tier. He's like a worse Bull. And I did say at the time, and I stand by it, Bull is closer to like Mo Bamba than just like any god tier cards. But Mo Bamba is just a perfectly fine card in my team. Like, we all thought this freaking Gamma set was going to be endgame. Like, this Gamma set, Bull, Pokashevsky, who's a beast, by the way. The best player in the damn Gamma set was Gerald Wallace. Moses Malone, I hate him, D tier. I have him, hate him. Hate him at power forward, hate him at center. I'm not going to put him in E tier because people go nuts, but I hate him. Miles Turner, however, yeah, you're going into E tier. You are not very good. You are not very good, and you're a dark matter. You're cheap though. Super cheap, but he is not a card that I don't think anyone wants to use. Thurman's going B tier. I think at this stage in my team, Thurman's still even at the center position is a not bad option to run. I think you can use Thurman in almost any setting. Dunktober Jokic, especially at center right now. I'm going to go low C. I'm going to really low C. So, like, if you want to argue he should be in D tier, I'm cool with that. He's really low C. Like, he's the worst player in C tier. So then we have got this Jokic. High B. High B, maybe A. Do I? I'm going to highest in B for now. No, highest in B for him. Then we got Ewing. At this stage in my team, Ewing's like an E tier player. In fact, the Opal Ewing's better than this Ewing. Like, nah, he's D, he's 7 foot tall. And he can really shoot. Pow, D, I guess. No, Pow's C. At center, Pow's C. Pow's C. Like, Pow's still going to be a good shooter when he's wide open. But so is everybody in this game. He's got 99 everything. He's going to be a good defender. So, see, I don't know when it comes to Pow. Like, personally, I would put him in that C tier category. But again, C tier varies a lot because we got freaking Anthony Davis in there. This Ralph, D. This stage, D. Roy Hibbert, lowest. No, I'll go. Roy Hibbert's like, he's better than Dikembe. He's a lot better than Dikembe. He's better than this Kareem. He's better than Boban. Like, Roy Hibbert, I would have been tempted, but I'll put him in C. Taco and Ralph right now. We have completed S tier. 2 of the spots go to Taco. And by the way, if you're wondering where Invincible Taco is, he's S tier as well. He's the exact same. I think he plays the exact same in games glitched. S tier has been completed, in my opinion, the 5 best centers in the game. And yeah, you guys can maybe argue that there's like, oh, there's Wilt, there's Shaq. For me, Taco and Ralph are better. Taco and Ralph are better. I just think Ralph has a behind the back that Wilt and Shaq don't have. Actually, sorry, what am I talking about? Sorry. They all have that. Ralph has a release that, like, he's a player build that Shaq doesn't have. He's 7'4". And he's a release that Wilt doesn't have. Like, I like Wilt, but Luka base is not as glitchy on him as it is on Luka. Base 4 is super quick. So, having explained that, we got A tier. And then we got A tier. These are the best 2 in A, by the way. The top of A tier is Shaq and Wilt. The tippity top of A tier is these two guys. If you want, like, I only put 5 guys in S tier. If you want to add 7 guys to S tier and just make it like that, I'm cool with it. And I'm actually going to keep it like this for the rest of the, till the end of the video, because people are going to get really, really angry when they see Wilt and Shaq not in S tier. But, Ibaka D, I'd say. This Shaq is B. Shaq's B. His jumper is just slow. Again, that is an issue. Slow jumper is not good. This Shaquille O'Neal is even worse, getting to C tier. He's just slow in general. Invincible Shaq, the exact same as 75th Shaq. Taco Falls, A. Taco is no question about it, A. Even this Galactic Taco. Even the freaking Anniversary Taco. A tier. Really, really damn good. And Duncan, B. With Wilt, B. And Hansbro, D, I guess? No, I'll go Wilt in. I mean, Wilt's better than Shaq. Wilt's better than Invincible Shaq. Again, all these cards are usable. Like, you can genuinely log into a game with Dwight Howard and you're fine. But yeah, so this is the tier list. Obviously, just we got these guys in here, calm you guys down. But for me, it will be this. This is what my tier list would be, because again, we only like to have 5 players in that top tier. And then maybe if you guys are trying to argue, oh, but like, you got 2 tacos in there, then move one of Wilt or Shaq up. I'm not going to say which is which. I'm not going to say which to move up. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.